Hello and welcome to another episode of Farming Simulator 22 over on Court Farms. Right, we have not got that many sowing contracts left to do, and the good news about this is with these coming to an end, it will mean we've got a lot of fertilising jobs to do, but it does mean that the money is easily rolling in right now. Like, I've just set the Leyland off on field 100, I believe it was. That's a huge field, so he's gonna go and do his thing. We have to do the field beans in this field, and then I do believe we've got a soybean field, which I do believe this planter can do. So basically, we're gonna leave the Leyland to do its thing. We'll fill it up as and when needed. Yeah, what a nightmare getting to and from field 20 yesterday. That was an absolute nightmare. It took absolutely forever to get that one done. But it's nice to be in a slightly smaller field. See, for me, the big fields are really annoying. Like having to go and keep constantly topping them up and blah 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 and things like that. But they are the best money earners because we can just let a worker go. Apart from filling it up and, you know, filling the tank up. If it wasn't for the tank, we wouldn't have a problem at all. We could just be like, yeah, go do your thing. Right, now I want to have a little discussion about the used vehicle customizer mod that we use on the series. I brought it in so we could get extra items into the used discount, but it has a maximum price of 15%. That's it. But the work hours can still be like the previous work hours and have like tens of hours on and things like that. Where normally you would get, say, a discount of like 50% off something because it's got, say, 30 hours on. We get 15% max. So we've got a choice. Now we can manually adjust that mod to have higher discounts. Not on everything. It's always, you know, it's still always set randomly for percentage and stuff. Or we can just remove the mod. It does seem to appear that we don't seem to get anything that fits what we're at the moment, but that we know that won't stay like that forever. So the question is, do we keep the mod and adjust the percentage just so we can get a little bit better percentage? Because I think 15% is a bit, it's a bit weak. It's a bit weak. I'm not going to pay like 15% discount on a, I'm not buying a tractor anyway second hand. I've already explained why I wouldn't do that, but we'll just use a tractor as an example. You get 15% off a tractor, but you're going to spend 20% to repair it. You're already losing money. You might as well have not bought it to begin with. Kind of see where I'm going with this one. Well, hopefully you kind of see where I'm going with this one. So yeah, do we keep the mod and adjust the percentage? It will always mean the mod's trying to update, but or do we just remove the mod and go back down to like 5 items in the discount store? It's like a catch-22 of the best way to do it, to be honest. Yeah, I'm a little bit unsure on the best way to do that. Right, let me get another headland across this top. Hopefully then we can come up one side and go down the other without any issue. But yeah, Court Farms again this week, guys. Like I say, I'm having a few issues with my Go XLR, and that's the one that does all, you know, did the little voice and stuff for my character on role play and things like that, and I'm just having some issues with it and muting issues and not activating when I'm pressing buttons and that. Now I've had my Go XLR for like 4 years. The problem I've got is the Go XLR is basically no longer viable. You can still get them, but they're not. The company's basically gone bust. Basically, they've got no development team or anything like that. So it's not like I would be able to buy another one. I don't use Adobe to change voices in general, so I am a little bit limited now for roleplay. And this is why there was no roleplay this week. It was just a simple because of these issues, that's why. Unless I just did my own voice and brought up like subtitles for characters, I'm a little bit stuck at the moment. Just kind of wanted to say why there's no roleplay this week. There won't be any roleplay until I can figure something out. Or yeah, I mean, like I say, I'm bit of a pickle with it at the moment. Bit of a pickle. But yeah, as you can see with this series though, guys, we have got £38,000 in the bank. I am absolutely loving that. I do want to try and run the seed down because we have basically only got a few contracts left, so I don't want to be buying loads more seed right now because we've got harvest season coming. I don't want to be running around with 10 bags of seed, for example, and just be like, well, you know, we're going to be stuck with it on the trailer taking up space. We've got a lot of fertilizing contracts coming up and we are going to need some bags of fertilizer. I have found a couple of useful other fertilizer spreaders. It does mean spending some money, but it would mean speeding those contracts up as well. They also take a larger capacity in the actual seeder, so that's something we're most likely going to be looking at doing once we've got the seeding out of the way. It's going to be like a massive fertilizing episode. We're going to get loads of fertilizing done, like 24, 40 meter spreads, and yeah, we're just going to absolutely fly through some of them, and then that should basically take us ready for harvest season, as long as we've got enough money to buy the harvester. Now, I'm ideally looking for something with about 200 brake horsepower, which means that mod that I showed you earlier on in the series is going to be a little bit underpowered for what I need, because I have brought in a mod header, I'll show you it when we come to buy it. It's basically a folding harvester header. So basically you can drive down the road and it's 4 meters wide, and then you unfold it, it's 3.5 meters wide, and then you unfold it and then it's 7 meters wide. So as long as we can get something with about 180 to 200 brake horsepower minimum, we should be able to fly through that contract, the harvesting contract. Obviously we don't have a trailer yet either for running around, but we've got money. We can sell the Kubota if we really needed to. It's not the end of the world. It's not my aim to sell the Kubota, but it is possible. It is an option, especially if we need another if we need a tractor and trailer and things like that. As you can see, we have got field 20 that was completed. I finished it off. There was like 20% to do, so that's why I did it off recording. And then we got field 50. So yeah, there you go. We've got that one, and that one. So what have we got left over here? So we've got sowing contract 7 barley, which is obviously the big seed. Rye. Oh, it's corn. We've got this. So we need to take ourselves up to 122, which is actually quite far away, but it's, no, there we go. I always press the wrong button first. I always press Q first when I've got hoses connected. But as you can see, we should be about, well, look at that, £46,000 in the bank right now. We've got field 122 to go to, which is going to be another contract. I'm not going to connect the hoses there because that's kind of pointless. It said it wanted corn, so I'm going to make sure everything is ready. There we go, so we can just arrive and do that contract. Now I know it's kind of like that situation at the moment where we've had a lot of cultivating and now we've gone to a lot of seeding. I know it's we'll be laughing as soon as we get a new piece of equipment and we can do like a new job, and yeah, we're getting there. It's slow process. Remember, we only started with a fertilizer spreader and a bag of fertilizer and a tractor. Look what we've got now. You know, we've got massive amounts of money in the bank. Considering what we started with, we've got massive amounts of money in the bank. You know, we've got fertilizer spreaders, we've got seeders, we've got planters, we've got 2 tractors. We've got a Kubota that can do 40 miles an hour to run us consumables around. We've got this little trailer, we've got the Kubota little trailer, or the trailer on the Kubota, shall I say. You know what I mean? We have got massively grown in the 17 episodes. I think this is episode 17. But I know some people look at it and be like, oh yeah, but you know, same thing over and over again. We are a contractor. It is sowing season, planting season. Now, I do get the odd comment over in the Discords and messages and stuff on Discord saying, yeah, but you do too many jobs in one day. Right, this is something I've always, and we were discussing in a previous episode. We can go to 2 and 3 day months and increase the time. That's no problem at all. But what I find is if we just stick to 1 day a month and we play with the time, we lower the time, we raise the time, you know what I mean? It still works out to be the same. You know what I mean? You just play a day of like half a month or something, you know what I mean? So 8 till 12 is, for example, 15 days. How many sewing jobs and that do you get done in 15? You know what I mean? Things like that. Yeah, I know where you're coming from. Like, we get too many jobs done in 1 month, and I could increase the time. I've never once said that we couldn't. It was 122, wasn't it? In 1 second. Oh, we have 133 as well, but yeah, 122. You know, we can increase the amount of days we do. It isn't going to make any difference. Honestly, it's not going to make any difference at all to how this series is played. All right, you might see it say, I don't know, for example, April 2 on April 3s and things like that, but we're still gonna get the same amount of jobs done. So the reason why I do it on the 1 day a month is I try and think of it as in, imagine if there's nothing to do. If you go into, for example, December, and you've got 3 days to get through December and there's not a single job to do, that just ends up messing around, having to skip multiple days. I'd rather just lower the time, increase the time and things like that, and kind of have it done that way. So that's why I would just stick to 1 day a month. And yeah, I know it looks like we get more done in a month than we maybe should do, but it's the reason why. So 122 is definitely corn, and I've got 133, which is soybean, which is further up the road. So hopefully, if we get this field done, we might be able to get 133 done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to whack this into a time lapse, and we're going to head to 133 in the time lapse as well, just so we can hopefully get these 2 jobs done and out of the way in this episode. I'm hoping to try and get finished in this episode so we can move on into May in the next episode. That's the plan. So we'll get the radio turned on and we'll see what we can get done in the next couple of minutes.
Just send me a prayer and I'll spread
guys, as you can see, we're going to have a problem with the Renault, so we're just going to leave that to it for now. Field 100, the Leyland has run out of seed, which was quite handy because it ran out of seed right as we were moving the Renault, so that was quite good timing, really. As you can see in the back of the Kubota though, guys, we do have a little bit of seed that unfortunately is proving to be a nightmare to what is it, yeah, it's just proving to be a bit of a nightmare to get out because we don't own any land. It doesn't want us to tip anywhere, that's the issue. So let's get that Leyland back over there, get you back up and running. You have another 800 or something litres of seed, so that's really, really good. Now we will go back to the Renault. That's kind of what we're doing today. That's our little job. That will need more seed in it at some point, but I can imagine me finishing this off recording again, just because, well, we're just running out of time basically. I just want to have a look at some of these contracts that we've got left. 7's not going to get done. I can imagine 77's not going to get done. 100's on with now, and we're in the process of doing the soybeans now. So yeah, I do think we are going to miss a couple of contracts. Just time-wise, there's more contracts than we have time left, basically. That's all it is. We're just not going to have enough time to complete them all. Look at that. Richard had just finished. Richard was basically fired. Yeah, just a bit of a thing. If anybody supports the channel via Patreon, you do get your name if you check the tier lists. I think it's the second one and upwards. You get your name in the game. Once we own some land, we'll get our billboard in the game as well. That basically has your name on there as well. I update that billboard. Well, to be fair, I update the billboard every couple of weeks. I've just haven't needed to now for a little while, which is handy in a way. But yeah, if anybody does want to support the channel, Patreon is the way to go, guys. It is a lot better way to support than the YouTube members. YouTube members is an option. I've got nothing against people who do it through YouTube members as well. It's just Patreon is better for all content creators. If a content creator has the option for Patreon, always use the Patreon, guys. They get a better deal through Patreon than they do through like YouTube and Twitch and things like that. It's just, yeah, it's just the way it is, I'm afraid. Right, let's go up here. Come on. Right, we are maybe gonna have to do this hill in 2 different ways. What we might do here, yeah, because I don't want to keep wheels spinning like that, because that's just gonna waste time. What we might do here, we might just go across here like this. Okay, this will be a really good idea in the long run. So we're gonna go across here, and then we'll do the field in 2 halves. But what we'll do is, instead of working our way up this hill, we'll just go down, lift, drive to the top of the hill, and come all the way back down. You got to remember that this was just on the limit for the power. If you remember when we bought this planner, it was on the horsepower requirement limit. So we have to find smart ways to do this. And this one is going to be just go down here. Probably just do a bit of a turn like that or something like that, for example. We'll go across and then we'll basically do that again. And that is how we shall do this field. So I will just try and get a little bit there like that. And then we'll go and lift, and then we basically do that again and again and again, over and over again. This bit though should be okay. We should be okay to just go this way. Yeah, maybe could have got away with doing it a little bit further up that. Yeah, you get the idea. Yeah, it doesn't help that the tractor's getting stuck in first gear as well. Which means obviously if it's running out of power in that gear, we are also getting stuck. But as you can see, we are into almost the end of April now, so I think we are gonna miss a couple of jobs. The only way I can do them jobs is if I were to do them off recording, which is possible. They're not massively paying jobs, but I could just slow the time down off recording, get them done. But I don't really want to do too much off recording. I don't mind finishing jobs off recording. Come on, get in gear. Get it. Interesting. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do the same again on this side. Yes, 133 is a bit of a nightmare job. That is not gonna be the best for that, that's for sure. I do believe the shop's closed or closing, and we haven't bought any fertilizer. Buying fertilizer should have. I think maybe we should have maybe bought some. Or maybe buy some when it's closed and just throw it over the wall. Just because at the end of the day, the next episode, if we don't have enough fertilizer, yeah, we've only got one bag, and I know fine well that's not a full bag. I know that's not a full bag of fertilizer. So yeah, we're going to have to be careful here, otherwise May is going to be a little bit of a washout when it comes to contracts. And that is the last thing. The last thing we need now is to not be making any money next month. Now I'm still hoping something comes up in the discount store for mowers, things like that basically. That's what I'm hoping for. Hoping for it. Doesn't mean that's how it's going to happen, but I am hoping that's how it's going to go. We've had nothing useful in the discount store yet. That's probably my biggest thing right now. We've had nothing useful come up in the store that we can put to work. Really? Yeah, it's getting stuck in first gear. I know it's because of the hill, but it's just not helping. It's just screwing us over. What it is when I'm lifting up, that's what it is, I think. Oh, do it again, look, and then it's getting stuck in first gear. If we manually change that to second gear, it starts to go, yeah. Right, let's do this going downhill and then across. I'm not going across instead, guys. It's just going to be a lot easier. Oh, I thought it was going to be a lot easier. No, as soon as I drop the tool, it does it again. It gets stuck in first gear. Interesting. But basically, this is all the planting jobs done for this year. That is huge, huge news. We're up to £50,000 in the bank. We're £20,000 short of buying the bottom farm. I can't remember what it's called, but you know the one where you've got like loads of rubble and stuff and you've got to clear the yard out and stuff. I don't necessarily want to say it's a farm, but it'd be a really good contractor yard, that's for sure. I'm just gonna go this way. We're gonna go this way. There we go, third gear, and it is away. So yeah, this is the last field of the month that we will, well, I say manually complete. You know, we do have the work of finishing field 100. So yeah, we didn't quite get all the fields done I wanted to, but I feel like we have earned a lot of money. 2 episodes ago, we were almost bankrupt. Simple as that. We were struggling to do, you know, to get our hands on money. It was a user error, mind you. It was a massive user error. We did 2 big fields to begin with, and that's where we went wrong. Come on. Go across there. Yeah, this is taking a little bit longer than I thought because of the gearbox. I might put some wider tyres on this thing. It might find that little bit extra traction. I said it might. I didn't say it will, I just said it might. I'm more hoping than anything else it finds the extra bit of traction. Yeah, we're gonna have about 3-4 bags of seed. So if we do get to the point where we own like a little yard or we own a bit of land or something, we will at least be able to and have the equipment to put some actual grass in. And if we can get grass in, you know, game grass is better than like meadow grass. You know, field grass, not game grass, field grass is definitely going to be a lot better to make bales and sell and things like that. But I want to try and get sheep. When we get somewhere, we want sheep. Wool will make us some really good money. And the good thing is with the sheep is we can leave them to it. As long as they've got feed, we can leave them to it. Because we've got the extended pallet mod. We always play with that. So instead of getting wool at 1,000 a pallet, it's like 5,000 a pallet. So we don't have to babysit it as much because we'll only get a couple of pallets a year. Then we don't need, you know what I mean? It's just like side hustle money. As you can see, that we are coming to the end of this this month and this contract. We're just waiting for it to pop up to say it is complete. I'm gonna go up here because I'm struggling to work my way up the hill. I need to work my way down the hill. I know there's a bit of a hill here, but if you get the idea of what I mean, we just got to work our way down that bit of a slope. Just proving to be a little bit awkward going the opposite way. Yeah, field 100 will get finished just off recording, just because of how big it is. It's a good chunk of the way through though. I think there'll only be like 10-20% off recording to do. But we are in the territory now for buying a harvester when needed. But I would like to try and buy a bigger fertilizer first. That's my aim right now. Is just to try and get a bigger fertilizer. Now I was going to show a couple of the options I've got at the end of this field, so it might end up in a slightly longer episode than planned. I just like to keep you guys informed of anything that's coming, you know, possible, I don't want to say changes, but ideas. And especially for all those who like the videos and actually comment on the videos with suggestions and stuff. Yeah, massively do appreciate all that. Does that come up to say this field is complete, or am I just... Oh, it literally just came up to say complete right there and then. So that is this field done. I am so glad we got this field finished. That was a bit of a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie, that was an awful one to complete. So let me get onto there. Let me get the fertilizing of that field. There we go. So these are our options when I find it. I can't remember if I showed you it in the last episode. I don't want to go with that one. It's cheap, but I've used that one a lot in the past, so I kind of want to avoid that. But it would have been 36 meters. So we've got this one, which technically holds more, but it doesn't do lime. That's the issue. So we can't get rid of like our little baby spreader, because we'd need it for lime if we own land. Now the other options are, we could go with this one, 12 meters, 24 meters wide, 12 miles per hour, fertilizer only. Again, fertilizer only, but it does 42. What does that do? 18. So yeah, Kubota is an option. If we look at default now, 3,900 liters. So that's over what, 3 bags? That's nearly 4 bags of fertilizer in one spread, which means we'd have to take less with us. You know what I mean? And it does do lime, but it does mean spending half the money. But it's also 42 meters wide, so you're talking 3 times the width, but we have to spend half the money. But 3 times the width means we can do every single fertilizing job 3 times quicker. That's how we need to look at it. So we need to decide what we're gonna, you know, what our options are gonna be for buying this, because we need to be fertilizing in the next episode. It's that simple. We have to be fertilizing in the next episode. So do we buy a slightly cheaper one, or do we buy the more expensive one? Yes, it takes half our money, but we can literally, hopefully we shouldn't need to be running the trailer around as much either, because it can take 4 bags. Now we may need to also buy a weight. That's the only downside. That would be most likely the biggest issue, is buying a weight, because obviously if we put four bags of fertilizer on the back, well, you get the idea. That's a lot to be running around with, you know, on the back without a weight. So yeah, like I said, I might have bought it before the next episode. I don't know. I think I might have Wednesday off. I haven't really decided. Depends what I'm doing with the wife and stuff. She's got the week off work, you see, which is why another reason why the schedule's a little bit less. But yeah, if you want more videos next week, guys, every video this week, including the weekend that's just gone, basically, if it starts, it's got to have 50 likes, and I'm trying to aim for 500 watches or views per video. But I need to get at least 50 likes on every video. It's just a little goal that I've set if you want a video every day next week. But I am going to leave this episode here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys kind of see where we're going with the plan. And yeah, until the next episode, see you all later on.